smash! God damn it! This stupid Jordan!
So what exactly is premenopause or menopause? Well, a lot of people use the term premenopause as the beginning stages or the transition period as you go into menopause. But in actuality, I believe the technical term is perimenopause. So, this is that transitional period that occurs as you start to move towards the end of your reproductive cycle. You start to experience mood swings, breast tenderness, back pain, different types of symptoms, and it can start at varying ages. Typically, between 40 and 52 is about the ages that people begin to go through peri and menopause. Hello, Angel with unBasic Black here. I hope you found that to be a bit informative. I hope you learned some things that maybe you didn't know or hadn't considered before. That's what we're here for. Women who have opinions about everything. Of course, we have opinions about this too. So, I am Angel with unBasic Black, and today we are having an unbasic conversation about premenopause and menopause. If you're not there yet, just wait. It is coming for you.
Okay. Hey, May from unBasic Black. Let me just lead off and say that from about 12 o'clock today on has not necessarily been my day. I wanted to cry earlier. I had an appointment scheduled that I've been waiting for over a month to do because circumstances came up I had to cancel. And then my body decided to show its behind and I had to cancel my appointment again. So I was not pleased. We're going to talk about menopause, pre and actually in it. I am premenopause. No, not I am. I am in the premenopause stage because menopause does not define me. I define menopause. Okay, so premenopause has what I've learned from pamphlets and doctors is that's the phase when you start having the irregular periods. Oh, I've been waiting for menopause since I was 12 because I never wanted the period ever wanted a period. That was just not, when it came on, I was devastated. I went to my grandma because I was living with my grandma at the time. And, Granny, did my period start? She looked. Yeah, baby. Dang. She handed me a calendar so that I could keep track of it. I went to the store. We got some stuff so that I could manage my periods. And from every day since, I've been waiting for menopause. So when I turned 40, I'm like, yes, I'm getting closer. It's close. I'm so close. I'm so close. Talked to a gynecologist. She said, nah, usually around about between you 50, 55, then you start seeing premenopausal symptoms. I'm like, 50? 50? Fine. So maybe through my 40s, and then around about, I want to say 48, 49, especially 49, definitely. I started feeling temperature changes. So this is the premenopause part. So you start feeling temperature changes in your body. That's when you start talking about the hot flashes and things like that. So I started feeling those, and I'm at work like, is anybody else hot? No, we're not hot. Yes! yes! I'm so close. And last year, like it wouldn't happen like I've known people where they get awakened out of their sleep because the hot flash kicks in while they're asleep. But mine would kick in like right when I wake up, like, oh, the sun is up. Wow, it's hot. Woo, yay, it's hot. Okay, it's hot. Hot is good. Hot is good. It's just the weirdest feeling because your body just, well, yeah, crap. You see how my day is going. I forgot these. Just and this. Okay. So the body heats up. My body, it would do a like some people, it starts from like their toes and it goes all the way up to their head, or it starts from their head and it works its way down. Mine started in the center, and it would just build, and then next thing you know, I'm just sweating, and it worked its way from the middle, and then it spread through the whole body. So that was that. Irregular periods. I had gone for like 3 months with no period. You talk about happy. I'm like, I'm done. Had my annual checkup, and she said, well, yeah, it sounds like you're definitely in premenopause.
Is mood swings. I've always been a moody person. Anyway, some might say the B word, but I've always been a moody person anyway. So mood swings are a big one, because when you're going through this premenopause and even menopause phase, and change and journey through life, you go from one extreme to the other. And it's very difficult because sometimes you don't realize it's happening until you're in the thick of it. So you can go from being angry to being teary, or to having angry tears, or anything in between that. You can experience all of these things, and a lot of times it's not until you're actually going through it that you realize, oh crap, sorry. Hot flashes is another one. A friend of mine, bless her heart, she used to suffer so much, and we were in hot behind Okinawa, and and she used to suffer so much. She'd just be like, and as I get older, I start to realize what she was going through and how insanely uncomfortable it is. Not only do you still have to go to work, and women around the world suffer through this one, when you have your monthlies, you have to still go to work. You still have, life is still going on. You still have life. So you can't just curl up in a ball and hide away from the world all the time. Sometimes it's great when you're able to do that. But if you're not able to do that, you're still going through your monthly. That is a hell. That is a hell.
So that was that. Irregular periods. I had gone for like 3 months with no period. You talk about happy. I'm like, I'm done. Had my annual checkup, and she said, well, yeah, it sounds like you're definitely in premenopause, but and you don't hit actual menopause, until you've had a full year of no periods. So if you go a full year and no periods, then you are in actual menopause. Right now, you're premenopause. So I had gone like 3 months, and I was no periods. So I was really, really happy. And wouldn't you know it, that following month, I don't even like calling it Aunt Flo, because no relative of mine should act like that. Just wreck all my plans, right? And then on top of that, I don't know. You have to let me know how, if you're in this phase of life, how it is for you. But for me, I started, and we're about to get graphic, I started bleeding like I did when I was a teenager. Like when I was a teenager, it was just like gush, 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 and then I call them clots. I don't know if they're actually clots. I haven't looked that part out. But these big clumps of protoplasm, just like bleh, bleh, just. So in my late 40s, it started happening again, and I had years where I mean, I bleed, but it was tolerable because I've been doing it for so long. But not to where I'm like soaking up pad after pad after pad after pad. Not like I'm in endometriosis or anything like that. I've known people with it, and they said that's what happens. That they're just bleeding constantly, like blood everywhere. So it wasn't like that, but it's still a lot of blood, and I have to change pads. So, and I'm a pad user versus a tampon user. It just I'll do that anyway. You don't need all that because that's probably a whole other conversation. So at any rate, I'm doing all of that, and then it started changing because it used to be, "Hello, I'm here," and then goosh, and then, "Well, it's been fun. I think I'm gonna go now. Just hang out for a couple of more days, and then I'm gonna go." But now it's like, "So hi, I noticed that you hadn't seen me in a couple of days, so I'm just gonna show up, and no, I'm not gonna be like, I'm just gonna be around. You won't really notice that I'm here, except for when you go to the bathroom, kind of thing." So that's just the way I'm gonna be. And then like day 2 or 3, it's, "Girl, woohoo, you're a woman." Yeah, I'm a woman. Great. I'm a woman. But that's part of the premenopause. So it's irregular. It does funky things as time goes by until eventually there are no periods for a year, and then you're in menopause to where all that's done, and now there's the hormonal changes and stuff. So
then when you get to the point of premenopause or menopause, premenopause, you kind of start having irregular periods, and they kind of start to fluctuate, right? So as May mentioned with her Aunt Flo, the flow kind of changes, right? So you're looking at things like that. One month you may be like a spot and you're done. The next month you may be like Niagara Falls, and it's like, am I bleeding to death? So it just ranges from one extreme to the other, and sometimes it doesn't seem like they give you a lot of in between. So these are also things to that to look out for. All right, so another thing that I have noticed also is brain fog. That one for me is a big one as well. I said I need to do some ginkgo or some supplements or something, because I really feel like my memory is going sometimes. I have to write things down, and sometimes I lose track, like in the middle of a sentence. I'm like, what was I saying? But to the 10th power. So I definitely want to stay on top of my brain health as well as my body health and my physical health and all of these things, which all kind of tie in together to the system that is So it's one of the other things that I think a lot about is just kind of like the emotional aspect of it. For some people, the change occurs and you go through menopause, and that is the end of your reproductive cycle. Some people have a hard time with that, the thought that you'll never have children again, whether you want them or not. It's like you'll never have children again. You'll never experience being pregnant again. You'll never experience having a child come home from the hospital or anything like that. And these are very real emotions, when the emotions and the hormones deficiencies and the hormone fluctuations that you experience during premenopause and menopause are very real things. It took a very long time for the general medical community to accept postpartum depression as a real thing. It took society even longer to accept that postpartum depression is a real thing. And the hell that women experience when they go through these things is a very real thing, and we need your support. Support us. Don't laugh at us. Don't make fun of us. Don't get angry with us, because sometimes it really is out of our control. that being said, we do take responsibility, so just accept the apology, man. Just accept the apology. I didn't mean to bite your head off. Just accept the apology. If I'm crying, just give me a minute. If I'm, whatever my mood is, just give me a minute. Yeah, it'll pass,
Hormones. I've always been a sensitive person from the time I was born, feels like, up until now. Like today, I was tearing up in the shower because of this dadgum thing. And then thinking about other stuff, which is going to be another topic and super controversial, because I just like, being a woman is hard, especially when we're dealing with periods. Just saying. So I've always been, like I said, I've always been a sensitive person, and I've toughened up over the years because I had to. Life will make you do that. So it's a lot of sucking up, buttercup, suck it up, suck it up. I had a mango this morning, and I think it swelled up my tongue. This has been my day. I'm scared to go anywhere now, because if this is how my day has gone, how is my day going to end? I don't want to test it. It makes me scared to go anywhere. I should just stay home, and then we'll just try it again tomorrow. But fear is the mind killer. So I shall not be ruled by fear. I shall venture out and just be cautious. What was I? Woman. Periods. Moods. So, mood swings are going to be a big part of it, but I've always been sensitive, and around certain time periods of the month, just extra emotional. Things will frustrate me so badly to where I go from 0 to 60 in a nanosecond. Like, I'll be putting away groceries or something, and a drawer will not open correctly. Hulk smash! God damn it! This stupid drawer! And my son would look at me. You okay? No, I ain't okay. This head span, pea soup. So I'm that part I was already like, because people would tell me like, oh, you're just gonna be so moody and just your mood swings just gonna go back and forth. I'm like, well, I do that anyway, so I ain't nothing new. Just be careful if that's gonna be extra. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to be mindful of what I am doing at the time, so I'll know not to throw something at somebody by accident. So.
For me, one of the biggest things that I have thought about or experienced going through this stage, that's what I was talking about, is knowing if this is menopause or premenopause, or is this something else, because exhaustion is a big one. I am tired all the time. So it was advised by my doctor that, I get a full panel done, checking my thyroid and all this other stuff, diabetes, all these things. Again, I'm overweight. So that was one of the things that they were like, well, you're overweight, so you could be this, and this. And then they went through the whole list of stuff. I was like, go ahead and check it all. And they're good. All is good. So we're still not sure where my exhaustion is coming from. But that's when they put it in the premenopause box. They're like, well, that happens during premenopause. So I'm like, oh crap. That helps me none, right? And then they tell you to go walk a mile. I'm like, I would love to go walk a mile if I wasn't so dang tired. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't love it at all. But I'd do it. But yeah, so that's one of the biggest things for me, is just feeling tired all the time. So it's very important for me that I have a routine leading up to bedtime. And once I get into bed, I try to make my bedroom the oasis, right? Hopefully you have the ability to do that. Now, I'm not telling you to run out and renovate your bedroom. There are small changes you can make, sounds, scents, Cleaning, like decluttering, that's a big one. And that will go a long way to helping you relax in your bedroom. Don't work in your bedroom. I may have mentioned another really, really good one. You never see people on TV watching TV because they're out living life and we're watching them live their lives. The 80s, 90s generation was raised on television, plop them in front of the TV and off you go. So, we consumed a lot of TV. I still do. Consumed a lot of TV. And now with Netflix, they've made it easy for you to just binge. You can just put it on and it just goes. Every now and then it'll stop and ask you, are you still watching? Because you've been watching like 10 episodes in a row. So it'll stop you and give a check-in to make sure you're still there. But, not watching TV in the bedroom is a big one. Not doing any kind of work, unplugging, turning your phone off, not having to check Instagram or Facebook or all these things because it'll be there in the morning. I promise. When you thread through, it'll be there. I promise it'll still be there. So, and these things are going to be very, very important to help you get more rest. So my nightly routine is very important. I try to make sure that I do not do anything that's like not relaxing leading up to bedtime, right? So that way I can get the most rest possible. I've always had trouble falling asleep. So that's something that I have to pay attention to, especially as I get older and start going through premenopause and all this other stuff, that I have to really be mindful of that.
Changes in your diet, changes in how you do things. I'm still trying to figure out if it's my weight or if it's my age for some things, because I'm fighting age as far as just because I'm getting older doesn't mean I have to act old kind of thing. So what I fight is my knees, my back, my shoulders, my knees, my shoulders, and my back. Oh, and my hips. So it's fighting all of that. So I continue to exercise. I do various types of exercises. I walk a lot. I'll do workout videos, as you've seen in my May's Healthy Journey videos. Those are the kind of things I do. As far as diet goes, that one is a little bit harder for me because I like to eat. And I know that we need to eat, but I like, and I don't even want to blame it on being from the South. I just like fatty foods, and I like my ribs, I like my fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, green bean casserole, butter, put butter and bacon on everything except ice cream. Unless the ice cream is made with butter and it's a vanilla butter kind of thing that makes it extra creamy or something like that. I don't know if that's the thing. Anyway, I was about to go on a Gordon Ramsay steak tangent, but that's my happy place and I'm going to reserve that for me. At any rate, so changes in the diet. So women do lose nutrients and stuff. Our bodies just, we're all dying once we're born, but it's like for women it's extra. It's like you're gonna lose all of this. So all that stuff you used to be able to do in your 20s and your 30s, that's out the window. You gotta make up for it. Calcium deficiencies and all that kind of stuff. So I have a pill box where I'm taking about 10 pills, 10 pills or so, 7 different types of pills. So vitamin D, your doctor's going to tell you that vitamin D is very important, so make sure you're taking that. Calcium is very important, make sure you're taking that. And then again, let the doctor tell you to do this. Don't go by what I'm doing, because I talked to my doctor to make sure that this was okay, and I think I'm going to talk to her again because I'm taking a Samantha handful of pills every day just to make sure that I'm regular kind of thing. Not like poop regular, which you really need to make sure that you're doing every day, but regular as in I'm stable kind of thing. So there's a handful of pills and I take them every day. Fish oil, I think I'm taking the vitamin E. It's a bunch in the cupboard, and I have my pill box, and I just make sure that I take all my vitamins and my minerals. thought I saw something. And that's what I do, because I want to make sure that, because of how I eat, I eat a lot of vegetables. I really do. It's just I don't want to eat that many vegetables every day just to have all of the because to naturally to eat what we need in our bodies, that's a lot, and I don't feel like doing all that. So I go this route to make up for what I don't do. I'm also doing it's called a glucosamine magnus something, and that one's for my joints, because my hip and my knees get really, 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 really stiff. So, and I'm doing more yoga to try to get myself limber. Excuse me. I was kind of limber enough, not like gymnast limber, but limber. I can bend over. I can touch my toes with no problem. I can't necessarily do a back bend. That's never been my thing, even when I was little. I could do it a little bit, and then after a while, I just didn't bother doing it anymore. But it's getting my back stretched out and all that kind of thing. So there's exercise, flexibility training, strength training. Got to keep that up. It's just a lot that goes on in a woman's body.
So when I hear medical professionals say, oh, well, you're just kind of going through that premenopause phase, I'm like, okay. But one of the things I don't like about that is that they kind of dismiss things. So you have to be persistent when it comes to your medical care, because if you're overweight or if you're past a certain age, a lot of things are kind of dismissed as, oh, that's just part of getting old, where it could be a sign of an actual problem. But in case it's, good if it's not, but in case it is, you might want to get it checked out anyway. So making sure that you're getting your annual physicals is imperative. I cannot stress that enough. American healthcare, wow. But I think it's very important that when you go to your doctor, stress that you need to get a full body physical. That means they need to check everything from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between. Do not let them dismiss you, because they have a tendency to do that. Check your insurance. If you don't have insurance, I'll leave a link down below on some ways and some things that you can do to kind of either get insurance or to kind of help you along the way. When it comes to reproductive health, there are agencies out there that can assist you with that. So I'll leave a link down below. But make sure that you stress to your healthcare provider the need to have these things done, because a lot of times they'll dismiss it and say, well, it's not really in your family. You don't have a family history of it. But once you hit that 40 mark, it is very important that you do preventative care. Prevention is key. You don't want to wait until you have something. You want to catch it before then. A lot of times you hear when it comes to like breast cancer and all these other conditions, catch it early and you stand a better chance. A lot of diagnoses have been coming up recently, you've been hearing about, is like pancreatic cancer and stomach cancers and these type of things. If you are not getting your annual physical, you're not going to catch these things, because sometimes symptoms manifest themselves as something else. So it's very important that you stay on top of your health care. Why is that important to menopause? Well, during menopause, your body is out of whack. And that's just the best way to say it. It's puberty in reverse. Your body is going through so many changes, and sometimes some of the symptoms that you have will mask themselves as something else. I had read an article before that Oprah did about her own health scare, and she thought she was having some kind of heart issues, but turns out it was a precursor to menopause. Who knew? So things like that is why it's so important for you to stay on top of your health care. I heard May mention about exercising and, tracking your weight and different things like that. One of the things, I just had a full body physical myself, and I was very glad to hear that I did not have any health issues considering my size and my weight. They were surprised as well. I was happy. They were surprised. because I do take good care of myself. I try to eat well, things like that. I'm just lazy, so I don't exercise. But that is definitely something that if I want to stay healthy, I'm going to have to change, especially as I approach premenopause. Because your bone density goes, your, cognitive function goes. There's a whole laundry list that you guys heard earlier. These things start to go. And if you do not take care of your health, what have you got? You only get one body. You only get one life, so you got to do it right. I used to say it all the time. Lordy, Lord, it feel like I'm 40. And once you hit 40, it's like, ooh. But it's not a bad thing. It's just society kind of makes you feel like you're so old. A lot of times I forget my age because I don't feel 40. I don't think I look 40. Plus, I'm not 40. But as you start to age and as you get older, I think it matters a lot less. You go through, excuse me, you go through like phases. When you're younger, you want to be older. And as you start to age, it's like then people start to want to be younger. For me, I don't really care so much about the number anymore. For the longest time, I was stuck at 23. No matter how old I got, I was forever 23. And as I started getting older, though, it's like, you're in for the ride of your life. I used to say you're in for the downhill ride of your life, but you are in for the ride of your life, so you might as well embrace it. The longer you hold on, the worse it's gonna get for you. I don't know if you watched our other video where we were talking about being the old lady at the club or how old is too old to still be going to the club. Well, as you get older, I think you start to care a lot less about certain things. So for me, one of the things that I really don't care about as much, if at all, I've always been pretty good. I was raised to be one of those type of people where if nobody wanted to play with you, you go play by yourself, which opened up a world of imagination for me, and helped me avoid a lot of peer pressure because I didn't have to worry about trying to fit into social norms. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do. I listened to heavy metal music if I wanted to listen to heavy metal music. I went where I wanted to go. I did what I wanted to do. I auditioned, for the cheerleading squad. I did whatever I wanted to do, regardless of if it fit some clique or norm or type of thing that where you're supposed to be a certain way. I didn't do that. I just did whatever I wanted to do, and that was all instilled in me at a very young age. If no one wants to play with you, play by yourself. And on into adult years, I've always held that with me. If nobody wants to be friends with you, or if no one's being friendly towards you, no one's going to hand you things. So you have to work hard and live your best life. And I've always lived by that principle. But anyway, we're talking about premenopause and menopause. So, but as I was saying, we were talking about age. For me, that's kind of been one of the biggest things, is kind of embracing age
as she gets older. And I have a friend who introduced me to it, and I don't know where she got it from, or she made it up herself. And then I started, the reticular activation system kicks in. So then you start hearing it everywhere, and people complain, women in particular, like, man, it's just so hard getting old. I'm like, yeah, it's not for sissies. And that's what she would say. Aging is not for getting old. Aging is not for sissies. You gotta have some testicular fortitude to say, okay, all right, come on, age, give it to me, because age will knock you on your butt. And if you were so caught up in being young and being able to do a whole bunch of stuff, then you got to readjust, because unless you want to die, you have no choice but to adjust yourself to every day feels like a new normal. Like I got my sister Angel used to say, Lordy, I feel like I'm 40. Well, I got to 40, I was like, 40 feels pretty good. It felt the same way I did when I was in my 30s. I still do a whole bunch of stuff, and it didn't matter. I just go. Then something happened when I turned 42. My body said, nope. Now you ain't doing that no more. Bad grammar and all. You ain't doing that no more. No, we ain't doing that. You can stop that right now. And I said, body, look, I need you to behave. We got to make it to, and it used to be like, get me to 80. And then it keeps going up. Don't I get? Okay, give me to 90. Now I need you to get me to like 120. Because I may be dead by 120. So up until I die, I need you to act right. Kind of thing. I'm not a runner, but I wouldn't mind being able to trot someplace if I needed to without going, my knee, popped out of place. What does that have to do with menopause? Well, the bones and stuff, because stuff starts getting sucked out of your body, for lack of a better way to put it. It's just you change so much, and you lose things that you used to be able to produce. Now you don't produce either as much or at all. So now that's when you start getting into that hormone replacement and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not there yet, thank God, and hopefully I won't have to be there. So I'm trying to take care of myself so that I don't have to do all that stuff later. So one of the things that you can do, talk to your doctor. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. If you're overweight, and I'm doing something about it. Is it gonna kill you to eat better? Is it gonna kill you to add more vegetables and fruit to your diet? It might kill your budget because that mess is expensive, but it's not gonna kill you. Would it kill you to go for a walk? To get up off the couch? To stop watching someone? You ever notice on TV nobody watches TV? We got seasons of a show, and nobody on the show is watching TV, but we're watching them religiously. Trying to take a page out of that. Watch less TV, get some stuff done, be more productive, be more active, so that you don't wake up one day and you look in the mirror and like, where did this extra roll or 4 come from? Why? Because it feels overnight that you go to bed looking a certain way, and then you wake up and you're like, what happened to my body? What happened to my face? What happened? I don't understand what's going on. But it's because you're not taking care of yourself, and you're so used to not taking care of yourself that when you finally have a minute to look at you see things that weren't there before. So then you gotta make a choice. Am I gonna do something about it, or am I just gonna? Because anyway, I was gonna go into there's being happy with who and what you are right now, and then improvement and all that kind of stuff, which is a totally different conversation. So, but that's my spill on premenopause and premenopause and menopause. If you are in that phase of your life, congratulations, you've made it this far. For me, it's a big deal because I'm really looking forward to not having to deal with periods. No more periods. No more periods.
Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Right? And you'll make it through. If you're going through premenopause or menopause, or you think you may be, stop whatever you're doing and make an appointment with your doctor. If it's in the middle of the night for you, if you're probably on your phone, give yourself a message for in the morning to make an appointment with your healthcare provider. So that way you can get yourself straightened out, you can get your hormones in check, you can get your health to its optimum potential, so that way you are killing the rest of your life like a boss. You're handling things, you've been handling things this long, go out in style. I'm totally kidding with that. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, take care of yourself, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Last note, I want to say a very special thank you to Alexai Jewelry for allowing me to wear these pieces today. This is from Alexai Jewelry's collection. earrings and this necklace that I absolutely love. I'm keeping this. So I just want to say a very special thank you for Alexai Jewelry for allowing me to wear these pieces today. They're gorgeous. I love them. Thank you, Alexai Jewelry.
You see how my day is going. I forgot these. Just and this. I get my body ready so that it won't be that much of a transition into the menopause phase. So, happy premenopausing and menopausing for those of you who are in that phase. For those of you who are concerned or who have questions about it, please make sure that you talk to your doctor, your gynecologist, and be sure to ask a lot of questions. Like, what is going on with my body now? And is it supposed to do this? And is it because I'm overweight that I feel this way? Or is it because of something actually going on in me that I need to make some changes? Or you need to give me a prescription, or I need to alter something. Tell me what to do so that I can be my normal self. So, okay. So thank you for listening. unBasic unbasicblack.com. Be sure to check out cloudsofzen.com, alexaijewelry.com. Clouds of Zen. Yes, that's makeup too, but underneath that makeup is some pretty nice skin, I must say. See that neck? Smooth. Ooh, luxurious. Y'all be good to yourselves.
We care about you, we love you, and we thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell, all of these things. Check out some of our other videos. Maybe you'll see something you're interested in. And more importantly, comment down below. Join the conversation, because we want to know. These are conversations. We're kind of just talking to each other at this point. So we really want to hear what you think. Tell us about it. Tell us if you're going through premenopause or menopause. Let us know some of the things that you've been struggling with. We would love to hear about it. Again, check the description down below. I'm going to put some resources in there so you're not just out there alone in case you don't even know where to start. We'll try and hook you up as best we can. Again, nothing in this video is medical advice. You know, we're not doctors. We are professionals who have lived life. You know, we're professional life livers.